Chapter 10. Remnants. The sun rose slow and golden over the island, casting long shadows across the scorched vault entrances and shattered launch towers. The hum of the Eden Directive was gone now, silenced in one final act of defiance from the prototype, who chose to rewrite her own story. They stood together at the cliff's edge, watching the ocean breathe. David's radio buzzed for the first time in hours. "This is Command Unit 4 to Field Team. We've secured the global containment. Repeat, global containment confirmed. Ground impact minimal. Civilian damage negligible." He inhaled. They'd made it. "We're coming home," he said into the radio. "But there's one last thing we need to finish." Behind them, Samantha sat in the grass, knees drawn to her chest. Her white uniform was stained with dirt and blood. She looked small, not weak, just real. Human in a way she never thought she'd be. John crouched beside her. "You still with me?" She nodded. "I feel empty, like a piece of me is still out there." "That piece saved the world." "Didn't think I'd ever choose anything," she said softly. "I thought I was born to obey. But when I saw what Ryland's made, when I saw what I was meant to be," she turned to him, tears in her eyes. "I didn't want to be the root. I wanted to be your sister again." John didn't speak. He just pulled her into his arms. "You always were." Mira and Lincoln began packing up the gear. The uplink drive, now inert, would be sealed, locked away where no one could use it again. The Eden spores had been destabilized, rendered harmless by corrupt logic. But what they'd almost become, what the world had come within inches of losing. It was too close. "We have to bury this," Lincoln said. David nodded, "and watch the soil for a long time." As the sun rose higher, they made their way back toward the rendezvous site. Military dropships would arrive in an hour, but it didn't feel like victory. Not really. Too much had happened. Too much had been revealed. Ryland's body was never found. His last chamber had collapsed, incinerated in the blast Samantha triggered during her override. But something told David it wasn't over. You don't build a new world with just one man. You need believers. And some of them were still out there. Still planning. Still planting. Before they left, David returned to the edge of the vault. He dropped the last drive into the ocean. Let it sink, he thought. Let it vanish where no one can touch it again. But as he turned to walk away, he noticed something. In the distance, just beyond the reef, a single black dragoon, dead, floating, but inside the clear panel of its head, a single seed. Alive. He said nothing, and followed the others. Epilogue. A garden far away. In a quiet lab, in a country with no name, a woman in a dark coat placed the seed into a hydrocell chamber. The lights turned green. "It survived," she said, almost smiling. A technician nearby looked nervous. "Should we inform the board?" She shook her head. "Not yet." "This is Eden?" he asked. "No," she whispered. "This is something else." And in the darkness, beneath the glass, the seed began to grow. The end.